Yeah, hi guys. Today I will start some differentiation rules. Okay, so in the first rule, this is product rule. So first I will explain product rule, and the second one is divide rule. Okay, the second one is divide rule, and the third one I will explain chain rule. So I will start first one. What is first one? Product rule. So in product rule, when there are two functions and the product, then how can we differentiate the function? So if there are, suppose there are two functions A and B, if you want to find the differentiation of this one, so how can we differentiate the for two functions? If there is a function A and a function B, both are in the product, and then suppose that this is first and this is second. So first, the rule of differentiation by product rule, if we do this, so the rule is first will be constant and the differentiation of second will be done, plus second will be constant and the differentiation of first will be done. Okay, so the A function is first according to I like this, and the B is second. So first A will be the constant and the differentiation of B will do, and this B will be constant in the next part and the differentiation of A will do. Okay, so if I take one example of this one, suppose that there is a function like suppose that x square e to the power x square, I explained in the previous video x square, and this is what exponential function. So suppose that this is first or this is second function. So how can we solve these? So first we know the rule. So first will be constant, suppose that x square is constant, so do the differentiation of second one, and the plus and the second function will be constant now, and the differentiation of first will be done like x square. Okay, so x square is constant and the differentiation of exponential function e to the power x, and if we differentiate e to the power x, so any exponential function, then it will be same, like e to the power x differentiation is same, e to the power x and e to the power x, and the differentiation of x square is what? 2x. So we can say like e to the power x square plus 2x will be the answer of this one. Okay, now we will go to the next rule. What is next rule? Next rule is divide rule. So how can we apply the divide rule? If there are two functions, suppose that the same function a and b, they are in the form of dividing, like how can we differentiate these functions? So this is numerator and this is denominator. So the rule of this one is denominator will be constant and the differentiation of numerator will do. Okay, and there is a negative sign here. You can see this is positive sign, so don't confuse with this. In the divide rule there is negative sign. So numerator is done, so then now numerator will be constant and the denominator, differentiation of denominator will be done. Okay, and the square of denominator means this one. Okay, so if denominator is b and the numerator is a, so how can we apply this one? Denominator means b and the differentiation of numerator will be done, and the numerator means a and the differentiation of denominator means b and over denominator square. If I take one example from for the divide rule, so how can we apply the divide rule in any question? Suppose that example like this, here is in product rule x square into e to the power x. So if we take like x square over e to the power x, or like e to the power x over x square, we can do any question of this one. So like suppose that differentiation of this one, we can do this one also. So if I do this one, so how can we differentiate this part? This is what numerator and this is what denominator. Okay, so differentiation of this one, how can we differentiate? Denominator, first denominator will be constant. Denominator is what? X square. So x square will be constant, and the differentiation of numerator means e to the power x differentiation, negative of, and now numerator will be constant in the second part. Okay, remember this. So e to the power x will be constant, and the differentiation of denominator is this one, x square over x square means denominator square to the square. So it is already square, so x square to the square it will be. So if we solve this, so what I get, this one x square e to the power x differentiation is e to the power x minus here e to the power x, and the differentiation of x square is 2x. Okay, so difference square will be x to the power 4. I can write this like e to the power x, you can take common. So e to the power x, it will be x square minus 2x over x to the power 4. Okay, so okay, now move to the next part. Next part is what? Third rule. Third rule, chain rule. So I will explain the chain rule by one question. Suppose that there is a question y is equals to e to the power 2x. Okay. So how can you differentiate this with respect to x? The function is what? Y, and the variable is x. So you have to find dy over dx. Okay. So how can you differentiate y with respect to x? We can solve this by directly, but I am explaining this question by chain rule. Okay, so there is exponential, one function is exponential, and then the second one is x. So there are two functions. If there are two functions, then with the help of chain rule, we can solve this easily. Okay, so the power is 2x. So let this t, suppose that t is equal to 2x. Okay, now here t will be the function and x will be the variable. Remember this. Okay, so now this will become what? Y is equals to e to the power t. Understood? And if you differentiate this with respect to t, so it will become dy over dt is equals to e to the power t, and here t is alone. So if you differentiate t, so it will be 1. Yeah. So it will be 1. So the dy over dt, if you say dy over dt, it will be e to the power t, and this will be the equation number 1. Okay. So now if you differentiate this with respect to x, here it is what? Function, and here it is variable. So do this. So dt over dx will be what? 2. Understood? So this is equation number 2. If we product both equations, if you multiply both equations, so dy over dt, the left hand side of this one is dy over dt, and the left hand side of second one is dt over dx. Both will multiply. Dy over dt will multiply with dt over dx. So what we get? E to the power t into 2. Okay, right hand side of this one, first one is e to the power t, and the right hand side of this one is 2. So we got this one. So dt you can cancel out with this one. So what you got? Dy over dx. You want to find dy over dx. Okay. So dy over dx will be what? 2 is constant, so we can move this in the front, and then it will be e to the power t. And the e to the power t, you know this, e to the power t is what? T is 2x. Okay, so substitute this. So it will become e to the power 2x. That will be the answer of this one. So dy over dx is what? 2 into e to the power 2x. Understood? That's why. And we'll move to the next video. Third video will suit. And in the third video, we'll discuss these question of these rules. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.